Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. The investigation into the SNP finances is known as Operation Branchform, and it's been trundling along slowly for quite some time. People getting arrested and questioned and released and so forth. Well, today there's been revelations that, are really quite odd. In fact, it's gone from the sublime to the cool blimey. Or at the very least, it's gone from the odd to the downright bizarre. It is through the looking glass. They're now investigating the expenses and things that were bought through the accounts, such as online video games like Fortnite. What possible use or justification can a political party, if you can call it that, it's more like an organised crime outfit, do by expenses such as Fortnite games? It's ridiculous. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this, see what's going on, and see who is doing what with the money. It is bizarre. Here goes. So, Fortnite. SNP fraud cops probe online video games as the camper van cash purchase comes to light. I mean, what? Are they sitting there basically playing games all day and then spending the members' money, the members that have paid the money in to get, to fight for independence, and they're just playing video games on it? I'm sure the members of the party that put their cash in there, put their hand in politics for cash, won't be overly pleased with this. It's no wonder they don't want the truth to come out. It's an example of where the truth is so damaging for them. Anyway, Operation Branchform has taken another bizarre twist after it emerged police were looking at the purchase of video games played on Tinterwebs. The police probe into the SNP trying to blah 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 blah. It emerged officers were looking at whether party cash was used to buy hundreds of pounds worth of online computer games. Operation Branchform launched 2 years ago and is looking into over £600,000 of funds raised by activists. Now, this follows claims the cash has been used fraudulently, and officers have already arrested Nicola Sturgeon, Peter Murrell and Colin Beattie, blah 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 blah. Finally, Nicola Sturgeon. That was a week ago, and then she disappeared and then just turned up again after a week. But, really? How can you possibly justify this? I mean, they've tried to justify the camper van as being, we needed it during COVID so we could travel around and blah, 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 and all that old BS, right? Which we know is a load of old rubbish. But you can't justify video games at all, can you? Anyway, it's understood detectives are looking into seemingly everyday purchases, including 1,000 Amazon transactions. Online video games are partially or primarily played through the internet and include popular hits like Fortnite and editions in the Call of Duty series. A source told our sister title, the Sunday Mail, former members of the SNP's National Executive Committee are being asked about hundreds of pounds spent on games during their time as officials. It is fair to say they have no idea why they would have been purchased or any explanation for why a political party would need to buy them. And the thing is, these games went out. They can go and backtrack these. They can see which individual device that game was played on. They can go back to the records and find that, and then they know exactly who played those games, and so the police can go there and say, right, can we have a word, and have them drag that person in. And of course, now all these people are going, and trying to destroy their phones and everything, but they won't be able to because the records exist. Anyway, Labour MSP Martin Whitfield joked, the people of Scotland want strong government, but all they're getting is grand theft SNP. Very good. And Scottish Chairman Craig Hoy said, Scottish Tory Chairman, Craig Hoy said, this bizarre development only adds to the stench surrounding the SNP finances scandal. It certainly does. I mean, the people who fund these parties, they don't put money in, so these tossers can sit there playing video games all day. They're paying because they want something for their money, not just for somebody to sit and, play a game. Yeah. Anyway, with every new revelation, he said, this is Craig Hoy again, with every new revelation, it becomes more and more obvious that Humza Yousaf should suspend Nicola Sturgeon and other senior SNP MSPs associated with this investigation. Meanwhile, the Sunday Mail also reports that the camper van seized from Mr. Murrell's mother's house as part of Operation Branchform was a cash purchase. The 110,000 Leesman Bischoff vehicle was seemingly bought to fight the 2021 Scottish election, but it sat idle for 2 years. A source said There was no loan nor credit required for the sale. It was a cash purchase. Not many people are lucky enough to have 110,000 sitting in their bank accounts. So they paid cash for it. That's stench, isn't it? The stench rising around this woman and everything that's going on absolutely stinks. How the hell does she think she's going to get away with this? And now, it's no wonder she ran away for a week, isn't it? She'll be running again because I think the plod will be back for more questions. Anyway, around off there, I will come up and we'll finish this video, but God almighty. There's a couple of things that sort of leap out here. I think number one, the video games. Let's address that. Firstly, they'll be able to go back, as I say, to the records and find out every single person. And they'll be able to go back to that device and look at it. And so every single person who will have downloaded a game or bought in-game purchases, things like that, they'll know who they are. They can be named, they can be shamed, and they can be told that they have to repay that money back to the SMP out of their own pocket. That seems fair. That will then address that issue. That issue, we can put that away. It's the fact that they did it, of course, but financially they can address that by paying it back. Done. Not an issue. But the other thing, and I think this is far more serious, is the camper van. A cash purchase. They didn't want a trail, did they? They didn't want to put that on credit because there'd be a trail. They didn't want to buy it with a credit card because there'd be a trail. Whereas if you buy it in cash, there's no trail. And you have to ask why an organisation would want to buy something as expensive as that and buy it without any kind of audit trail. Something very, very dodgy is rising. This absolutely has the stench of illegality. Now I'm saying it is, but it has this stench of illegality draped all over it. It just absolutely does. And there's no justification. There's none at all. They've tried to spin it. I mean, there's absolutely no way you can spin the video games. I mean, that's it. That's just people buggering around playing video games, but they shouldn't have done, and they need to repay, and that's fine. So you can just put your hands up. That's small. That's small fire. You can put your hands up and just admit that. But the camper van, no, you just can't spin away from that, because if it was bought for the purpose that they're saying it's bought for, it would have been used, and it quite clearly hasn't, and therefore that's not why it was bought. It was bought probably as a sort of a gift, if you will, a bit of baksheesh for services rendered, and that in itself is corruption, and that is a jailable offence. And we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see on the channel, please do hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. Definitely do subscribe. We get a lot of people who are regular viewers who aren't yet subscribed, and the subscriptions really help with the metrics of the channel. So do subscribe if you're a regular viewer and you haven't yet done so. Also, if you're a brand new viewer, do it and become a regular viewer and join the fun as we look at the truth that they try to hide. Anyway, until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't go buying stuff on cash if you want to hide it, and goodbye.